Yeah, that's the other thing. He's like, nobody's paying attention to me. I guess maybe I kind of need to act like an adult to like actually make people look my way. You know, if that's the only thing that's going to take them off guard. You know, there were points in the movie where I actually laughed at some of the Chipmunks. I think Theodore, that's the fat one, right?
Yes. Simon's is the one with the glasses.
So,
Simon's the 4 eyes.
Yeah, okay, and Theodore's the one with the eating disorder. Okay, so no, Theodore actually made me laugh in a couple of parts because he's not seen too much in the movie. You don't get too much of him, and when you don't see that, he gets a couple lines in there that make you chuckle. Now, I wasn't stuff there like that Theodore crazy, you know, but it was like that's kind of cute. But you're right. You told me before going in, you were saying, man, David Cross is the one that really makes this funny. And David Cross had me laughing. Like like you think he's going to have this moment of redemption where he's going to come around. It's like, no, he's an asshole to the whole movie, man.
That's what makes an asshole an asshole. He's less of a villain here than he is in the other two.
Okay.
Because the other two, he's out and out the villain. Here, he doesn't really get how he fucked up before, but he's just starting to figure out that, yes, indeed, he was doing something very wrong. and he does indeed manage to get through this without ever becoming the villain. But yeah, he's the funniest part of this, no question.
Yeah.
If you were going to describe anything in here as actually out and out.
I was going to say, so when does the smoke monster and the polar bears come into play to where this is interesting for somebody like me?
I wish they had. They reference Lord of the Flies, that's for sure, but that's so obvious. I was like, you know what? If you're doing obvious anyway, which they are, because I assure you, indeed, Leon, there is a Titanic reference right off the goddamn bat.
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, it's
right
in
off
the
the
trailer.
trailer.
I'm the king of the world.
Yeah. They got to get that out of the way because no one saw that coming. Oh, Chipmunks, you so crazy.
Yeah. But you know, it's the reason why it's not a good movie. I mean, for several reasons, but seriously, I don't know what it was like in other movies, but even with the addition of David Cross, say what you will about the Chipmunks, they're the best actors in the movie. Your live action people are terrible.
That's the thing. One of the things that really killed me with the first movie is how awful, bloody, goddamn awful Jason Lee is.
Yeah, no exception here.
Yeah,
same story.
He's bad,
if not worse.
And there's an addition of a human bad actor here, which is a really pointless story for the island. They run into a stowaway. This girl named Zoe.
Not stowaway.
Castaway.
I mean, I'm sorry, stowaway. Somebody rides the ship. No, they run to this castaway that. Named Zoe, played by this girl Jenny Slate, who's on the island, and she on Saturday Night Live or something.
She used to be. She got fired because she said "fuck" on the air.
That was because she decided to be in Chipmunks.
I know. And then they put on a children's movie.
It's funny because that first year she was in a lot of skits, and she had this one skit where like a bunch of lesbians who kept saying like, "I freaking love you, man. I freaking love you. I freaking love you," and she had to do it the most, and she just had to do it so much that one time it just came out, "I fucking love you," and you saw her face go like, "Oh shit." And it cut away from it.
Well, she doesn't say "fuck these Chipmunks" like she probably should, but she's I don't know what these movies do. I mean, I don't know if the director, and I don't know how many different directors they've had for these movies, but I don't know if they just can't direct them acting against inanimate objects or nobody there at all or whatever. But these people are terrible, man. And this girl Jenny Slate in this movie, she's especially bad.
Wow, so blank face.
Horrible.
And she's written at first as just this one note like. Excuse to have the Chipmunks have someone else to talk to, really.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, oh, wow, you're the Chipmunks. Cool. Well, I don't really know about your music. I've been on this island for a while. Here's a nonstop referencing to that Tom Hanks Castaway movie. Believe me, nonstop referencing to it. And then all of a sudden, on turn of a dime, because they really just don't know what else to do, they're like, all right, let's give her a nefarious like story that we haven't ever mentioned.
Yeah,
it comes out of nowhere, this personality 360 for her.
Yeah, and it's one of those stories where people land on the island just in time before the island decides to blow up.
Dude, that's true. Is there any film where they ever happens otherwise?
Yeah.
I mean, even that new one coming out, Journey 2.
Yeah,
to Journey to an island that's actually called Mysterious Island. They're there for 10 minutes, and when the island's like, well, you've been here long enough.
Yeah, you got to get off of here. We need some urgency here. I'm telling you, if they make a Gilligan's Island movie, this is going to be the plot. They got to get off the island before the island blows up because the volcano is active.
That was the plot of every third episode of Gilligan's Island.
Before the island blew up?
Yeah. There was always a volcano.
Why did they fucking die?
Well, because it
I
didn't
thought it was
actually
about
blow up.
I thought it was about them trying to make a radio out of coconut. Or something.
That was
Second
every
plot?
other one. Yeah, and the other plot was the professor had to throw dynamite in the volcano to blow up to keep it from erupting.
Right, but the thing is, like, the island will always be about to blow up because they had to have guest stars, right?
Yeah.
And they had to give some of the guest stars like, "Fuck y'all, I'm out of here."
Yeah, that's right. That did
Every
happen a
single
lot.
time.
Where the
Yeah.
guest star was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna work with
Yeah.
y'all. We're gonna build a big boat.
Yeah, no
There's a
excuse
volcano.
here.
Well,
I'm
but
gone."
yeah, but you don't have it. You don't
I
have
don't
anything
have
like
that
that
here. There is no excuse for saying using the oldest, most trite island adventure excuse for like okay, we got to wrap this up somehow.
Well, I was saying unless that volcano is going to be used to fry these little motherfuckers right here, I don't want to see it. But yeah, man, like I said, it's.
Y'all are getting soft.
Man, really, I don't know what it is, man. I lucked out because I didn't suffer through it. I didn't want to be there and felt like I was, slightly wasting my time as a fucking adult there being there. But, as far as my job goes to come out and tell you what this movie is like, for me, for kids, which is why I had to give a report when I came out. I was like, for kids, it's fine. The adults are not going to get anything out of it, but the kids will. And that's the other thing. I will say that, this movie seems like it was closer to the Chipmunks that I remember that, I grew up with in the 80s because, they do covers of popular songs today and they might annoy us, but that's what they did back on the cartoons from what I remember. Even back in the 60s, they were doing covers of stuff. So
Those songs were good.
Music was so much better when you were a kid.
See, I was thinking that like them making the Chipmunks sing these new songs made them better. So,
I think it made it better for me just because I didn't actually recognize any of them.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going, "Oh, I hate this fucking song." I didn't know any of the songs. I'm like, whatever.
But you know them now. I saw your CD track list today.
yeah, he's lying.
I bought the album on iTunes.
He's got Kids Bop and he speeds it up to make it sound like the Chipmunks. No, the Chipettes come out doing saying things like, "I whip my tail back and forth, I whip my tail back and forth." And I was like, I know what that is, but I'm looking at Cyrus, and Cyrus just has a big old question mark over his head. He got steam coming out of his ears.
I look like Metal Gear Solid.
Look at his eyes, and it's just two cherries.
He's drooling his shoe.
A slot machine.
Yeah, I like to buy the Chipmunks album and slow it down because Justin Long has a beautiful voice.
I wonder what it would be like if you actually slowed it down.
Listen to normal speed.
It'll say, "I am Satan, kill yourself."
That would be funny.
Kill your parents.
Paul is dead.
Wouldn't that be fun to slow the movie down and
Really, you want it would be fun to do something that make that movie last longer.
It'll be like it'll be like what they do with the chopped and screwed stuff. The Chipmunk movie, Chopped and Screwed. Alvin.
You wouldn't even have to slow the movie down. You could just take the actual audio samples out of the Chipmunks, slow them down, and then rematch them to the Chipmunks.
No, I want to get stoned and watch the whole movie slow down. So.
I'll call
Have
Guy
fun.
Ritchie to do that one.
No,
Him and Tarsum sing.
no. To give the rating here, it's a very low rental, even for children. But yeah, and that's me going easy on it.
Yeah, I don't know how much there is to say. We haven't already said it's certainly more tolerable than the others, but that's not saying a lot. I mean, goddamn, people who make children's movies be for kids thinking, what fucking difference does it make what we fucking shit out here? They're just a bunch of little brats that don't know any better. As long as it's colorful and filled with movement, then fuck everybody else. It was the way 99% of these things go, and this is another example, except somebody actually did go, well, maybe we won't make it that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a low rental to be sure. I think I'm pretty sure we gave either some old bullshit or fuck you to the other ones.
Well,
but
it's somebody going, "Hey boys, once again, we got the rights to the Chipmunks, and we got 2 months to make a movie." And this is that one time some guy said, "Well, you know what? I actually have a box of old plots here we can go through."
seriously.
Whereas before they were like, "Well, I ain't got no old plots. Just write some shit down and film it."
They ain't even dusty, these plots.
Well, if they
They're
ever
used so often.
Well, if they ever do another one, you call me up when they find out that they land on fucking Monster Island with Godzilla and Rodan and have to fight those motherfuckers. I'll be there for that. All right, I'll miraculously recover from whatever ailments I have.
That would be a short movie. Just one big foot coming down on three little rats. Were the other movies really that bad?
They really were. Like the second one. I mean, Zachary Levi was better than Jason Lee was, but I mean they go to high school and get picked on by bullies real kids.
It's so
picking
tedious.
on animated chipmunks. It makes no sense.
Yeah, that's why here it's better because going to the island, it's actually a bunch of like hijinks, as it were, that you're more separated from. Like, I've never been to an island and rode a zip line and that sort of thing. You know, like, okay, I'm mildly interested. I've never found a hidden treasure. Here in the originals, it's just like, oh god, this is so fucking like the first one's like watching a reality show, like playing with those aspects. Second one is, like I said, is just every bad high school thing.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
just
very
annoying.
bad. I'm surprised they didn't make the third one about the chipmunks go Columbine or something. Break into a school.
No, that's the audience doing that.
It's like, that's a good movie.
I'm going to puke.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Chipwrecked.
Roma, Roma, ma, ga, ga, ooh la la, want your bad romance.